Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Pranam dear devotees. Welcome to ICF Question and Answer series. This is week 8, question number 4. The question is that we have seen and experienced there are many different ways of worshipping of the Lord, so many different pujas, so many different rituals in different regions. So how can we tell which one is correct? Now, all across the world, there are many different ways of worshipping the Lord. Some of them may be authorized by the scriptures, while some may not be. But it is not for us to judge about the authenticity of what others are following on different paths. We can just try to understand what method of worship is prescribed in the sampradaya which we are trying to follow. There are two main processes of worship prescribed in our sampradaya. They are Pancharatrika Vidhi and Bhagavat Vidhi. Pancharatrika Vidhi has specific rules and regulations of worship which are specially meant to regulate our activities, mind and senses, and thus help us understand that we are not the body, we are ultimately a servant of Krishna. Bhagavat Vidhi, on the other hand, also known as Bhagavat Marg or Rag Marg, broadly refers to activities such as hearing and chanting. In our practice of deity worship in ISKCON, though predominantly Pancharatrika Vidhi, it is actually a blend of Pancharatrika and Bhagavat Vidhis, as explained by Srila Prabhupada in the following extract from Srimad Bhagavatam 4:24-45-46. Prabhupada has said, amongst other things, that no one can worship the Lord in the Bhagavat Vidhi without going through the of the Pancharatrika Vidhi. Srila Prabhupada also explains that if we accept one without the other, it will become troublesome later. So, both things should continue, the Bhagavat Marg and Pancharatriki Marg. Both of them should be accepted parallel line. Otherwise, one without the other will be later on troublesome. Srila Prabhupada has also written that the temple worship will keep us sanctified, and when we shall preach in sanctified with a preach, when we preach with a sanctified and pure heart, the preaching will be immediately effective. So we have to follow the two parallel lines simultaneously for successful execution of devotional service. Or as Srila Jiva Goswami has explained, although Sankirtan is sufficient for the perfection of life, the Archana or worship of the deity in the temple must continue in order that devotees may stay clean and pure. Even though we are followers of advanced souls known as Raganuga Bhaktas, and we may be inspired by the Lord's Vrindavan pastimes, and our ultimate destination is His supreme abode of Goloka Vrindavan, it is still necessary for us to approach the Lord through the rules and regulations of the Pancharatra, in order for us to become purified enough to gain access to the Lord's abode in the spiritual world. Hare Krishna, Jai Srila Prabhupada.